Hello viewers, welcome to the Village Boy Academy channel again. It's a great pleasure to be with you today. Today I want to discuss about how to prevent fraud from food related businesses. There are so many aspects of them. There are those who maybe eateries, eatery to restaurant, to those who run guest houses, hotel businesses, where they have their separate kitchen that has been managed by themselves, or even when the kitchen or the restaurant is outsourced to another, to a third party. The challenges of fraud related issues will still affect the manager or the owner or those that run the restaurant aspect of the business. So I will try, maybe we can cover this in one episode. If we cannot, then we may have to do a two-part series as well. So when I talk about food related businesses, I'm thinking from those who sell raw food to those who convert food to as restaurants, as eatery, and as a kitchen attached to a guest house, to hotel, and all those ones. All of them are susceptible to fraud. Again, I want to identify a unique kind of fraud that could occur in the food industry. There is a fraud that could be for the management, and the fraud that could be against the management. Most of them, management also can be replaced with owners. The actual fraud that could be for the owners of the business. Those. Don't be surprised. Yes, there are times that owners of business also commit fraud. So, for instance, those who sell raw food, when they do some adjustment or panabitting into the measuring instrument, measuring container, like either the tin or even the bag. People who rebag rice, who rebag salt, and they reduce the otherwise kilogram of those products. That's a kind of fraud that is committed for the owners. Usually, what people do is to measure the weight, whatever they are buying, from the owner. So it's not every time that the fraud that is committed in the food industry is against the owners. There are actually some fraud that are committed for the owners. But whichever fraud that is committed, fraud is not a good thing to think about. So what are those areas, that fraud can be committed, in the food industry? Number one is overpricing of ingredients. For instance, those who run restaurants, when you have somebody, either a staff or a supplier that supply the ingredients. So one of the things they do is to overprice the ingredients. For instance, they buy ingredients worth maybe $220. Let's just use dollars, a universal currency. Okay? They bought ingredients worth ordinarily in the market worth $20, and they record it as $30. That's overpricing of the ingredients. Of course, they can also do short supply of ingredients, which at the end of the day will also result to a kind of pricing per unit. For instance, if they are supposed to buy like 2 kilograms of ingredients, and they bought 1.5 kilograms, which means there's a shortfall, and they still record the value as that of 2 kilograms. So that is overpricing and also undersupply. There are those that are not undersupply, they are just strictly overpricing. Yes, they say they wanted to buy 2 kilograms of ingredients. They bought 2 kilograms of ingredients. The price ordinarily should have been $20, and they record it as $30. That is strictly overpricing. But the other example whereby they bought less than the amount and they still charge the full amount for the product. That is both overpricing and under supply. So another thing is like, it is not so very common in the food industry is outright stealing. People steal either the ingredient or the raw material. For instance, the staff is going and put some raw rice, raw beans, and even some raw tomato, tin tomato, and all those ones, and just put it in a bag and stroll away with it. So that is outright stealing. And of course, some of them even steal the already prepared meal. So and they eat it. Even whether some even take it home anyway. So the stealing can occur in so many areas. So either by the finished product or stealing the the raw ingredients, the raw food, the raw material for preparation. All these are all possible. Even those that sell for their masters, for their principal, they can smuggle part of what they are selling out, without the owners of being aware of it. That is outright stealing. Another way where they also commit fraud is by deliberately wasting some products, some ingredients, some they just waste it. And of course, every such wastage which is deliberate reduces the bottom line for the business owner. So some can do that out of malice. Maybe salary is delayed, or the owner is being harsh, being not friendly with the workers, so they can decide to waste the products. They can decide to waste some of the item bought for preparation, especially for those who are in the business of preparing food for the customer. For instance, a pastry business. So the worker can decide to waste the flour or waste the sugar just deliberately. And of course, that you may ask, why is that a fraud? It's a fraud because it is denying the owner the benefits that could have been derived, from normal usage of that ingredient, that flour, that sugar, or whatever part of it that you're supposed to convert to finished products and income from customers. So I will regard that as a fraud, as a fraudulent practices. And of course, there are times, especially in the pastry industry or eatery, there are some goods that goods that are not sold in a day cannot be recycled, cannot be preserved for the following day. So they deliberately overcook so that they will take the excess home. Or some, I've seen some organizations, they take the excess to motherless home, to orphanages, and all such outlets. So because of they start know that this is where they will take the thing to eventually, they deliberately overcook, especially towards the closing of the day, closing of the business. So they overcook, and most of the time the owner will say, okay, take the rest home, since we cannot recycle this food now that we have prepared. So then the only choice would be for them to ask the workers to take the excess home. So, and of course, that's deliberate overcooking. It's a form of wastage. It's a form of deliberate fraud on the part of the workers, because it's denying the owner of business the income that is ordinarily derivable from that excesses. And of course, usually the workers are not made to pay for that excesses that they have cooked. So so all these are the problems that and many other areas that we can find fraudulent activities occurring in food related businesses. So what can you do to control this this problem from occurring, or how can you manage it to make sure that the occurrence is not so devastating, it's not so prevalent running a food related business? Well, I think we will look at those solutions in part 2 so that it is easier for us to follow. So follow me as I do the second part, where I provide some practical solution to some of these problems we have identified in this episode. Remember, in the food retail business, there could be fraud for the benefit of the owner, and that could be fraud against the owner, which is now fraud for the benefit of the workers, even sometimes for the benefit of a third party, especially when there is a kind of a collusion between the supplier and the workers. So until I come your way in the second part, don't forget to subscribe if you have not, share with friends, and put on the notification button rather, so that when we drop another video, you can be immediately notified. See you on the second part.